Ladies and gentlemen, this is Friday afternoon, approaching 5 o'clock, 10 minutes before 5 o'clock, and the international politics and the domestic politics are really uncertain as of now, what will happen in the future, especially regarding President Yoon Suk-yeol's martial law declaration. Still, Korean politics are in turmoil. And again, opposition parties are united to pass the impeachment, bill tomorrow, Saturday. Following after the first failure last Saturday, they tried but they failed to pass the impeachment bill. But the question still being that whether the martial law itself is, really recognized as an anti-state, conduct by the president, to be impeached enough. But I don't think, that kind of presidential judgment and the presidential interpretation of the current Korean politics, which is very unstable, manipulated by the opposition parties, are not that, wrong. President Yoon Suk-yeol yesterday made a emergency statement to the people again. I think the content of presidential emergency statement to the Republic Korean people are very important. According to his remarks yesterday, I will just mention in English so that those Korean Americans, also American foreign expert on the Korean question, should understand clearly and objectively what the essence of the question is regarding the martial law problem here. President Yoon Suk-yeol, he remarked that, my fellow citizens, as president, I appeal to you with a feeling of vomiting blood. So far, the National Assembly has proposed 22 impeachment cases of government officials since the inauguration of the Korean government, Yoon Suk-yeol government, and has been seeking impeachment for the 10th time since the 22nd National Assembly was launched in last June. This is not only unprecedented in any country in the world, but also unprecedented since the founding of our country. It has paralyzed judicial work by intimidating judges and impeaching a number of prosecutors, and is paralyzing the administration by impeaching the Minister of the Interior, Safety, and impeaching the Chief of the Korea Communication Standard Commission, impeaching the Chief of the Board of Audit and Inspection, and attempting to impeach the Defense Secretary. This statement was read by himself on the very night when martial law was declared. He continued to say that the handling of the national budget also cut all major budget for the essential functions of the state, cracking down on drug crimes and maintaining public security, undermining the essential functions of the state, and leaving the Republic of Korea in a drug paradise, a public security panic. The Democratic Party of Korea cut 1.1 trillion won in next year's budget, including 1 trillion won in reserve fund for disaster countermeasures, 38.4 billion won in child care support allowances, youth jobs, and the deep sea gas field development project. It even put a brake on expenses to improve the treatment of the military officials, such as raising salaries, allowances for junior military officials, and increasing the cost of working on duty. In a word, this budget explosion is a joke on the national finances of the Republic of Korea. The Democratic Party's legislative dictatorship, which uses the budget only as a means of political strife, did not hesitate to impeach the budget. The state administration is paralyzed and people's size are increasing. This is a clear anti-state act that tramples on the constitutional order of the Free Republic of Korea and disrupt the legitimate state institutions established by the constitution and laws and plot civil war. The people's lives are not considered, and the state administration is paralyzed only by impeachment, special prosecution, and bulletproof by the opposition leader. Now, our National Assembly has become a den of criminal groups paralyzing the nation's judicial and administrative system through legislative dictatorship and praying for the overthrow of the liberal democratic system. The National Assembly, which should be the basis of a liberal democracy, has become a monster that collapses the liberal democracy system. Now, Korea is in a state of fate that is not strange, even if it collapses immediately. Dear my fellow citizens, I declare an emergency decree to defend the Republic of Korea, which is free from the threat of North Korean communist forces, to eradicate the shameless pro-North Korean anti-state forces that are looting the freedom and happiness of our people at once, and to protect the free constitutional order. Through this emergency decree, I will rebuild and protect free Korea that is falling into the abyss of ruin. To this end, I'll make sure to eradicate the anti-state forces that have been the root causes of the world that have been defeated so far. This is an inevitable measure to ensure the freedom, safety, and national sustainability of the people from the reaction of anti-state forces seeking to overthrow the system and to pass on a proper country to future generations. I will fight off anti-state forces and normalize the country as soon as possible. There will be some inconveniences to the good people who believed in and followed the values of the Constitution of the Free Republic due to the declaration of martial law, but we will focus on minimizing these inconveniences. Such measures are inevitable for the impeachment of a free Republic of Korea, and there is no change in the foreign policy stance that the Republic of Korea fulfills its responsibilities and contribute on the international community. As President of the Republic of Korea, I sincerely appeal to the people. I will only trust the people and dedicate my life to protect the Free Republic of Korea. Please trust me. Thank you. This is a full remarks of the President Yoon Suk-yeol on the very day when he declared martial law. And he again yesterday, Thursday, he read a special presidential statement on the position of his defenses against opposition parties' attacks on him, that he will be impeached again by those United Forces moves. But he will fight for that. He will never set back. He will fight against anti-state forces. He declared again. I will also introduce when proper interpretation is made the next time. As I told you the other day, all the mass media and the broadcasting societies are predicting in a too hasty manner that President Yoon Suk-yeol committed a crime of rebellion against South Korean Constitution, which is nonsense. According to the articles of the South Korean Constitution, unless he committed a crime of external aggression, also desecration of the nation, also constitutional treason, something like that, causing riot, President is never to be impeached by any forces as long as he serves as pending president. But in a too hasty manner, some mass media predicted that he committed a crime of rebellion, which is nonsense. And I think, opposition parties again pushing President Yoon Suk-yeol into the corner of impeachment tomorrow, Saturday. But who knows, what will be the result. But when this issue is passed on to the Constitutional Court after impeachment is passed, I don't think the final verdict on this issue will be, President Yoon Suk-yeol's, being a criminal of rebellion, something like that. He will be, I think, successful in defending himself against this kind of, opposition parties, political attack. I think when this, very important, issue is reviewed by the Constitutional Court, during the time of 6 months or something like that. Right now, only 6 members out of 9 members in a Constitutional Court, a panel of groups there. So we don't know whether only 6 members can proceed, this kind of, processes. Still, regardless of this, I don't think Constitutional Court will judge in a final term that President Yoon Suk-yeol should be impeached. Rather, he will be freed from this kind of opposition parties, assertion that he committed a crime of rebellion enough to be impeached. I don't think so. He will be free after that, I'm sure. The question still being that the South Korean politics will be in turmoil, and all the opinion groups are divided into the leftist and liberal rightist groups here, reflecting the division of two Koreas on the Korean Peninsula. What is more important is that United States will support the conservative liberal groups here so that the Korea-US alliance should be maintained in such a stable manner. While North Korea and the Chinese Communist parties will prefer those pro-Chinese, pro-North Korean leftist forces, probably moving a little away from the Korea-US alliance system, especially Korea-US-Japan alliance trilateral security and economic framework. Leftist forces are insisting on their own logic of South Korea, more tilting away from those trilateral framework and more friendly to China, Russia, and North Korea, something like that. Anyway, I watched TV yesterday when President Yoon Suk-yeol read special presidential statement again, second time, through all the mass media and broadcasting stations, and about for 29 minutes, and I fully agree with his views that South Korea is in a crisis of keeping liberal democratic system safely from those anti-state forces and those pro-North Korean, pro-Chinese leftist forces. Let's watch what's going on in the future. And tomorrow I'll be visiting Tokyo to attend the JPEC conference. And there will be a lot of international specialists, especially from the United States. Some APEC members there, and I will be there as a delegation member of South Korean KPEC, one part of that, representing Korea Freedom Federation, and I will have a lot of dialogue with them, especially from the United States and from those experts there, how they will interpret the future Korean politics here going on, which is in a extreme turmoil situation, and I will try to convey those objective situation on the Korean politics, so that South Korean liberal democracy could be protected and the South Korean constitutional spirit to be protected from those very very anti-state stance leftist forces. Thank you very much. I will see you again. Bye bye.